All right, hello everyone and welcome to a game. Gonna go ahead and show the population count. Make sure the names are correct. No, they are not. Of course they are not. All right, it is gonna be Foggy versus Lynn, this time here on Secret Valley. Foggy spawning as the blue night elf player over here on the top right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, on the bottom left, we have Lynn spawning as the red orc. All right. I am going to have to switch back to the other colors because Orc is most likely going to choose Blade Master, and if the Orc chooses Blade Master, I want to be able to see him on the minimap whenever he windwalks. So, unfortunately, the population tab is going to be the inverse in terms of color compared to what is actually there. So, just remember, red up here is blue on the map. And blue here is
work complete.
Demon Hunter now making its way out. We are going to be looking at an Ancient of War, training up an Archer as it is just going to be joining in on that fight, aggroing this 5-3-3 creep camp, allowing the Ancient of War to absorb all of that damage, while the Null Assassins, who would normally switch targets after poisoning a unit, cannot poison the Ancient of War, and thereby, well, just keep on attacking that. All right, let's see what's happening here on the other end. Orc Burrow completed. Barracks completed. Units are now all getting added up. And we are seeing, or what we will be seeing here in just a second, still no Voodoo Lounge as of yet. And I'm wondering if we're going to be looking at the standard Druid of the Talon play. Now, I know a lot of players are saying, like, Druid of the Talon is such a weak strategy going up against Orc, and a lot of that is really a matter of timing as opposed to a weak strategy. If you are able to offset and do a lot of damage, delay the construction of units because of those Druids of the Talon, and then you're able to neutralize them by putting them up in the air, it is fairly advantageous, and a lot of Orc players didn't know how to deal with it at first. Now that it has become a much more commonplace strategy, they have figured out the proper countermeasures, and that is the reason why either the Druid of the Talon strategy needs to be executed at a higher level, or the Night Elf player needs to find another strategy that is fairly effective without fairly effective and difficult for a Blade Master combination to deal with. All right, Wisp number 1 taken down. Windwalk number 2. Oh, another hit right there. As you can see, a Blade Master is going to try and go after some of these units. Wisp dancing back and forth in this location, and the Blade Master says, you know what? This is your fault right here, right now. You didn't build any of the proper Moonwell location, and you didn't spread out all of your Wisp. All right, Demon Hunter now going after the Grunt here. Blade Master still chasing, able to take down another Wisp once more as the units are getting back into their proper corners. We should be looking at a tech to tier 2 stronghold already done. Meanwhile, off over here, we're going to take a look at the Blade Master trying to get away. Blade Master running away, getting away quickly, making some good distance. Meanwhile, the Demon Hunter just wasting some time here. Perhaps the Ancient of War is trying to get into a spot where it can actually do a bit of creeping, trying to clear out some of these trees. Grunts also as well going to be able to heal back up at the Fountain of Health here on Secret Valley as the Blade Master gets another mana burn. Demon Hunter, is it going to just stand around here on the outside? Yes, it looks so. Both of these players, hello Unholy Knight, both of these players just, well, staying relatively close in this location as the Null Warden going to get taken down. Demon Hunter gonna perhaps pick up some items and go after the Ogre Magi. There's one mana burn, trying to finish him off relatively fast. Circuit of Nobility and Staff of Teleportation. Demon Hunter has to be careful, though. He doesn't want to lose too many hit points or use too much mana. Potion of Invulnerability was an item he was looking for there, as it will allow the Demon Hunter to dive in and get a good mana burn off without having to, well, risk itself in too much of a sticky situation. We are going to be looking at a Spirit Lodge and a Bestiary. Raiders and Spirit Walkers should be joining in as well. We'll see what exactly Foggy is going to do in this spot. Foggy is trying to reinvent or invent some sort of strategy that is effective. We'll see if he goes back to Druids of the Talon, or he might try to go for Dryads and Bears. Staff of Teleportation, Demon Hunter going to be heading back off to the north. Drops those Circlet of Nobility. He's going to go ahead and pick them all back up. 3 Circlets of Nobility as the Demon Hunter does slip through. Now, we are looking at what's the population count? 31, 18 over 50 supply. So there should be a good amount of resources sitting here. 744 right now. Meanwhile, the Tauren Chieftain is currently out on the field as well. And the Tauren Chieftain should be looking to get some more experience joining up with the rest, but getting Endurance Aura first. Blademaster now heading back off to the north here. Tauren Chieftain going to be chasing behind once more. Beastmaster out. Ogre Warrior getting in some damage, as it is going to be Demon Hunter and Beastmaster. One thing to know is that the Demon Hunter, the Beastmaster, and the Goblin Tinker have always been the majority of the damage in this Night Elf vs. Orc matchup. The Druids of the Talon are more of a support unit, able to get Fairy Fire, reduce the effectiveness of their armor, or reduce the armor, while being able to neutralize the damage from the opposing heroes. Tauren Chieftain is sitting at level 1, does have a Talisman of Evasion, and it looks as though it will stay right there. Ferga 1000, thank you for the follow. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter now going to go ahead and finish off the Null Warden here. Null Brute going to get taken down. Red Drake going after the Quill Beast. The Quill Beast, however, going to be disappearing here in just a second, but absorbing a good amount of damage. You can see that the Quill Beast with that medium armor is taking reduced damage from the piercing attacks of that Red Drake. And with that said, should be able to finish off this Red Drake fairly easily. Beastmaster should drop a second Quill Beast here to try and speed things up. And by doing so, well, hopefully be able to move out once more. Demon Hunter sitting at level 2. Mana Burn onto the Demon Hunter, or from the Demon Hunter. Ogre Magi about to get taken down by the Blade Master, most likely. We can all foresee this coming in here in just a second. There it goes. Demon Hunter losing that next bit of experience as he now teleports off to the north. All right, here you go. Wisp with the repairs. A Shockwave going down. A massive heals getting underway. It looks as though Spirit Link now coming across. Wisp still trying to repair here. Tauren Chieftain. Is he going to try and get a Mana Burn? Yes, does get a Mana Burn off. Still some more repairs as the Wisp now looking to back off here. Ancient of War joined in on the fight. Demon Hunter now being forced to back off. Only level 1 Mana Burn, and that is the issue. Beastmaster now out onto the field. Druids of the Talon with Fairy Fire as the Ancient of War quickly taken out. Are the Druids of the Talon going to go after those grunts or some easy to pick off unit, giving level 3 to the Demon Hunter? That's exactly what you need right now. You cannot allow so many units that have so much mana, as we see another critical strike coming across. All right, let's continue to take a look back over here. Let's more fighting in once again. Demon Hunter now looking to back away. Druids of the Talon going to go ahead and engage. Demon Hunter trying to fight back into a corner and hopefully be able to break free here in just a second. However, with so many Moonwells getting lost right now, this is going to be a devastating situation to try and fight back from. Many low hit point grunts now heading back out. These are all revealed because of, or one is revealed because of Fairy Fire. As we see, as we're taking a look at these units, well, now healing back up. So proper healing getting underway. Thank you for being able to join in, Woots. We are going to have the Druids of the Talon now go after this Ogre Creep Camp. Beastmaster sitting at 2. Demon Hunter, if you remember, has been just sitting shy of level 3 for quite some time. Druids of the Talon right there. Demon Hunter gets up to level 3. Orb of Venom, Unholy Aura picked up by the Beastmaster. Gonna be a useful item. A little bit more health regeneration even during the day. As you guys know, Night Elf units only regenerate hit points at night naturally, as we see Forest Troll Berserkers and Forest Troll High Priest getting finished off. Scroll of Town Portal about to be executed here. Beastmaster gets up to level 3. Gonna go ahead and teleport in. Demon Hunter lands on top of the Blade Master. No reveal right there, as the Blade Master now going after some units. Demon Hunter in a bad situation is gonna be able to fight back. Potion of Invulnerability coming back the other way, as the Raiders are now trying to engage against all of these Druids of the Talon. Druids of the Talon fighting in the back row once more, trying to break free as the Blade Master, well, it could be in trouble. Blade Master is extremely low on hit points, but we still don't see any Cyclones as of yet. Druids of the Talon trying to fight back against the Raiders. Raiders do deal bonus damage across multiple units as a Cyclone finally picks up the Tauren Chieftain and puts him in a bad spot. Archer going to go ahead and try and Shadow Meld. Is going to be able to finish off this one Raider. Raider trying to make its way back out. Beastmaster gets a final shot as it does stay at level 3. 46 supply compared to 33. More Moonwells being rebuilt. More Druids of the Talon being added. But if you remember, we are already at Mastery training, so each Druid of the Talon is significantly stronger than it would be at Adept or Initiate training. Raider is going to go ahead and heal. Demon Hunter now making its way out across the field. Beastmaster is right here with the Clarity Potion. Unholy Aura units now making their rounds, as well as the Red Drake getting in some easy damage onto these units here. Where are these units perhaps going to be going? Can the Demon Hunter and the Beastmaster take a sizable advantage by clearing out a difficult creep camp? That's just what the question is right now as an Archer gets taken down by a Shockwave. Ogre Lord quickly focused down, taken down right there. Another Legion Doomhorn, not the item he was looking for, as we also see a Dark Ranger being added and thrown into this mix. Forest Troll Berserker, Scroll of Town Portal, trying to get back every which way. Is it going to get taken out? No, it is not. Slowly going to get healed back up instead, as another Moonstone being used to try to keep these Moonwells topped off. 41 supply compared to 58 in this matchup between Lyn and Foggy. Foggy is in a world of hurt. Meanwhile, Lyn has just been in dominant control as he is in Fortress and now researching Pillage. Tauren Totem now being added as well. Taurens extremely strong, especially once you add in Pulverize. I don't remember the last time I actually saw a Tauren in a fight, in a professional Warcraft 3 fight, even though we have been seeing more upgrades to Castle. Pillage, whenever an Orc Grunt or an Orc Raider deals damage to a building, you get gold. That is Pillage, and it is one of the reasons why Orc players, and they have a strategy where they just rush in with Pillage and go ahead and attack buildings and then use a Scroll of Town Portal to get out, constantly just trading Scrolls of Town Portals for buildings while not necessarily taking any damage to their main units. Gauntlet of Ogre Strength +3. Well, going to be left behind here. Blade Master is currently invulnerable. Does have a Ring of Regeneration. Are we going to see a Mana Burn? Yes, it does get a Mana Burn, but not in time to prevent him from wind walking and getting away. Goblin Tinker out onto the field as well. It is 3 heroes going up against 3 heroes. The Goblin Tinker. What is this Ricket contraption going to do? As we do have, well, a lot of hit points, mana, and armor on that main Demon Hunter. Dark Ranger gets up to level 2. Silence and Black Arrows, most likely the main culprits or items right there. Are we going to see the units now move on out and get in some, well, get into a good spot here? All right. Well, Fairy Dragon. Oh, attack is right there. Are we going to see an attack on the hill? Yes, we are, as the Druids of the Talon are all in a very, very terrible spot. We are now going to see an engagement here. Pocket Factory now being thrown down. Blade Master going to go after the Beastmaster. Beastmaster able to escape as the Blade Master now picked back up. We are going to be looking at a couple of disenchants as well as the Tauren Chieftain now trying to fight against the back units. Raiders joining in on the fight. You see multiple Silence being brought across. Good use of splitting up these Druids of the Talon into proper manageable groups, as the Beastmaster is going to be getting into trouble. Down to 206 hit points. Is he going to perhaps be able to pick up, I think he picked up a potion of healing and is now trying to fight his way back out. Scourge Bone Chimes. Vampiric Aura on the Tauren Chieftain, trying to regain some of the lost health, down to 100 in hit points, as the Taurens are now coming in from behind. All right, Beastmaster is going to be able to teleport away. It is going to be able to teleport away as the Tauren Chieftain does get taken out. Units are falling every which way as the Tauren are going to take a lot of damage here. Demon Hunter could try to get some damage. Mana Burn onto the Blade Master again, as the Fairy Dragons are still off in position. Kodo Beast not eating anything. Blade Master is in serious trouble, but then again, well, when you are surrounded by Druids of the Talon as a Blade Master, you pretty much have a 15% chance of being able to kill the unit standing right next to you in one shot. Blade Master picked back up, will be dropped back down. Raiders getting picked apart again as the Fairy Dragons getting in some black or from Mana Flare damage across multiple units. Quill Beast, Kodo about to get taken down to 45 hit points. It does get taken down as the Dark Ranger losing a lot of mana and hit points from that Mana Flare. Demon Hunter trying to finish off some more units. Is it going to get taken down? Yes, another Spirit Walker taken down. The Taurens are out onto the field. More Spirit Walkers are here right there. And we see a resurrection from the Spirit Walkers as it is able to join back up with the rest of the fight. Blade Master trying to escape, tries to wind walk away past, gets stuck by a building. Is he going to get enough mana? Yes, he does. And the Demon Hunter was unable to mana burn him in time. This is potentially huge. All right, there you go. More damage being absorbed by the Blade Master. Blade Master now picked back up again. So close as that Blade Master, so low on hit points. Is he going to be able to get away down to 67 hit points? No more Fairy Fire, and he is no longer revealed. Beastmaster drops some units. Mana Flare up into the air. Hawk is up in the air still. Dark Ranger trying to fight back, but those black arrows are making it take damage every time it attacks. Beastmaster and Goblin Tinker both level up as the Raiders are starting to take a bit more damage. So far, 67 supply compared to 43, but somehow the Orc army seems to be slowly but surely winning out in these engagements. Staff of Preservation, Blade Master, now trying to chase after all these units. Raider is up in the air. There's a Disenchant. Staff of Teleportation coming back in. Preservation into Teleportation as the Demon Hunter is here fresh and ready to go. Pocket Factory now back in play as well. You can see the Clockwork Goblin should be joining in on the fight and then suiciding themselves. Shockwave takes down a Druid of the Talent as more dots coming in from behind. We see the Dark Ranger getting up to level 3. Vampiric Aura on the Tauren Chieftain still only really benefiting the Taurens and the Blade Master. Demon Hunter and all these units are silenced right now as the Blade Master able to escape down to 105 hit points. Beastmaster now trying to get away. Is he going to get shockwaved? No, he gets taken down with a knife in the back. All right, mass resurrections coming across from the Spirit Walkers as the Taurens are now taken down. One Goblin Tinker here. Tauren Chieftain doesn't have mana. I'm sure he wishes that he had a mana potion right then and there. All right, let's take a look. I believe that is a Tauren body right there. Resurrection. Is he going to resurrect? I believe it costs 250 mana for a resurrection. And is it going to go? Is it 250 or higher? Yes, there it is. There's another resurrection. Tauren back out onto the field, ready to go. And taking down a Tauren only to see it come back to life. Feels like a bad game of Overwatch with a game... yeah. Anyways. These Tauren, very difficult to deal with. And so far, the Spirit Walkers doing exactly what they were supposed to do. These Tauren Chieftain, nearly impossible to kill, as the Spirit Walkers can also resurrect themselves. Back into the corner, we are taking a look at 58 supply compared to 48. The economic advantage by Foggy cannot be overlooked. The amount of gold that he is mining right now is more than his opponent, at least until this expansion gets up and running. We are 18 minutes into this game. 49 supply compared to 58 right now. 7 gold a second versus 10 gold a second. That is a big difference. All right, let's take a look. Hey, Hacky, how you doing? Tauren Chieftain now making its rounds over. We are looking at the Blade Master coming in, getting engaged. Shockwave comes across, hits a couple of Druids of Talent in the back. Pocket Factory up on the high ground. Demon Hunter is in trouble, pretty much surrounded. Does he have anywhere to go? Staff of Preservation not gonna be in time. Gets up onto the high ground and somehow gets there. How is he currently up there still? Staff of Teleportation down to 11 hit points. An attack, and he gets away with 9. Meanwhile, Goblin Tinker trying to head back the other side here. Tauren Chieftain units are all backing off. Kodo Beast. Well, nope. That is going to be the end of that. Lin takes the game with a good use of Taurens and the Spirit Walkers resurrecting units. Thanks for watching. Thanks for units. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Cast for about an hour and 15, hour and 30 today. My voice is shot. And I got to get going. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.